Okay, be honest. How many times have you been glued to your screen watching an American talent show thinking, wow, these contestants are so inspiring? Well, brace yourselves because I'm about to flip that narrative on its head. What if I told you that behind all those dramatic auditions, tear-jerking backstories, and spontaneous moments is a machine, a calculated production designed to keep you hooked? That's right. What you're watching might be less about talent and more about television. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a conspiracy theory, it's reality. From pre-selected contestants to rigged outcomes, American talent shows are engineered for ratings, not authenticity. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and expose the truth. Why are talent shows so fake? How do producers control everything? And is there any part of these shows that's real? Stick around, because you won't watch them the same way again. Number 1, casting process is rigged. All right, let's start with the so-called open auditions. You know, those massive lines of hopefuls wrapped around stadiums waiting for their big shot. Yeah, those are basically just a publicity stunt. The truth? Most of the contestants you see on TV never stood in those lines at all. Here's how it really works. Producers scout talent way before auditions even happen. They scroll through Instagram, check out YouTube videos, and even approach people who've been performing professionally for years. That unknown star discovered overnight? Total fiction. And it's not just about talent, it's about the story. Producers love a good backstory. If you've got a tale of heartbreak, triumph, or struggle, you're in. No story? No problem. They'll work with you to exaggerate or even fabricate one. They need viewers to cry, cheer, and feel connected, and the best way to do that is by controlling the narrative. Oh, and here's where it gets even juicier. Ever notice how some contestants seem unbelievably polished, even in the auditions? That's because they've already been pre-selected and prepped for TV. What's sold to you as a spontaneous audition is often a carefully planned production. So while you're watching those audition episodes thinking, wow, anyone can make it, just remember, most of what you're seeing is hand-picked and staged for maximum drama. The real talent might still be standing in line, waiting for their shot. Number 2, producers control everything. All right, let's dive deeper into the inner workings of American talent shows, because if you think the contestants are the stars of the show, think again. The real power lies with the producers. Here's the deal. Producers don't just influence the show, they control everything. From who makes it through auditions to who gets the most screen time, it's all carefully orchestrated. Every rivalry, every tearful moment, every triumphant comeback, it's all part of a pre-planned narrative. Take rivalries, for example. Ever notice how certain contestants seem to clash in dramatic ways? Producers literally encourage feuds, planting seeds of conflict to crank up the drama. And those spontaneous, emotional moments? Yeah, those are often scripted or heavily edited to make them more intense. Even the performances are under producer control. From lighting to song choices, everything is tailored to fit the storyline. Contestants are coached to behave in specific ways, to smile at the camera, act vulnerable, or even deliver lines they've been fed to amp up the audience reaction. Here's the cherry on top. Producers often already know who they want to win. Sure, they let the competition play out, but they shape the narrative in a way that favors their chosen winner. It's all about keeping viewers glued to their screens and boosting those ratings. So next time you're watching a talent show and rooting for your favorite contestant, just remember, the producers are pulling the strings and you're watching their story, not the contestants. 3. Voting and results are manipulated. All right, let's talk about the part of talent shows that gets everyone invested, the voting and the results. You're led to believe that your votes matter, right? That the audience decides who wins. Well, here's the harsh truth. Most of the time, it's not entirely up to you. Here's how it works. Producers use public voting to create drama. They'll manipulate the results to keep fan favorites in the competition longer, even if their votes don't actually match up. Why? Because keeping big personalities on the show equals higher ratings. And then there's the favoritism. Producers often have their eyes on specific contestants, the ones with the best storylines, the ones who draw the most viewers. They'll make sure these contestants get the spotlight, the best song choices, and the most emotional edits to influence your votes. Oh, and let's not forget about the instant save rounds or surprise eliminations. These twists? Totally planned. They're designed to shock you and keep you watching, not to reflect the actual votes. So next time you're texting in your vote, remember, it might feel like you're part of the decision, but behind the scenes, the producers are pulling the strings. They're not just making a show, they're manufacturing the outcome. Number 4, manufactured drama. Let's talk about the glue that holds every American talent show together, drama. And no, I'm not talking about the performances, I'm talking about the manufactured kind. Ever notice how every episode seems to have a perfectly timed emotional moment? Like the contestant who's overcome impossible odds suddenly breaking down in tears right before their big performance? That's no coincidence. Producers know exactly how to dial up the emotions to keep you hooked. Here's how they do it. First, they cherry-pick contestants with compelling backstories or create one if needed. Got a story about heartbreak, loss, or triumph? Great. No story? They'll coach you on how to spin one. Next, they stage moments to tug at your heartstrings. Those behind-the-scenes shots of contestants crying or sharing their struggles? Carefully edited. Sometimes they'll even ask contestants to reenact reactions so they can get the perfect dramatic clip. And the drama isn't limited to backstories. It's baked into the competition itself. Fake rivalries, exaggerated tension between judges, contestants put in impossible situations. It's all part of the script. The goal? Make you emotionally invested, so you keep coming back for more. So when you're watching those jaw-dropping moments and thinking, wow, this is so real, just remember, what you're seeing is more about storytelling than reality. 5. The aftermath for contestants. All right, let's talk about what happens after the cameras stop rolling, because for contestants, the end of the show is often where the real drama begins. First, there's the contract. Most talent shows lock contestants into restrictive agreements that control their careers for years. Think you can release an album or go on tour right away? Nope. The network has the final say, and you're stuck waiting for permission. Then there's the exploitation. Contestants are often promised fame and fortune, but for many, it never materializes. Instead, they're left struggling to make ends meet while the show keeps cashing in on their talent. And let's not forget the mental toll. These contestants are thrown into the spotlight, put under immense pressure, and often face harsh criticism from both judges and the public. For some, it's an experience that leaves lasting emotional scars. So while you're watching someone's big break on TV, remember, it might not be as glamorous as it seems. The reality for many contestants is far from the fairy tale the show portrays. So, there you have it, the truth about American talent shows. From rigged casting and manipulated voting to manufactured drama and the struggles contestants face afterward, these shows are less about talent and more about television. They're designed to keep you entertained, keep you watching, and most importantly, keep you believing the illusion. But now you know what's really going on behind the scenes, so the next time you sit down to watch one of these shows, ask yourself, is the entertainment worth the fakery? And if you've ever been tempted to audition, think twice. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these shows are harmless fun or outright deception? Either way, one thing's for sure. They're not as real as they want you to believe.